Are you about to watch this video and you're not liked and subscribed to it? Like the video, please. Just go down. It's right there. It's right there.
I did. I hit it. I hit it. Have you hit it?
Welcome back to Starting
Let's
Nine.
go.
Episode 256. It's the last podcast that we're going to do before we hop on a bird, head on over to Denver, Colorado. Just as a reminder, if you're going to be in Denver for the All-Star game and you are not going to the actual All-Star game, maybe you're just in town to hang out, maybe you're in town for the Derby, but you don't have All-Star game tickets, Dallas and I will be doing a live show / watch party during the All-Star game at Brothers Bar in
Just
Denver.
come hang out.
Yeah, it's right near the ballpark.
Right near the ballpark. Festivities are going to be abound in and around the neighborhood there. They got a lot of stuff going on. And again, I feel like, and I think Jared agrees, that one of the best ways to take in the ball game, especially a ball game like this where stars are on display, folks are going to be talking about their favorite team, their favorite player. Oh, they're matching up right now. Check it out. And I enjoy being at the ballpark. I feel like this setting may be a little more conducive to enjoying the bevy of talent that will be on display. The buffet of talent. It's a smorgasbord of all-stars.
Yeah. I just saw right before we were starting to record that Carlos Correa is opting not to play in the All-Star game because he wants to rest in the second half. This was
rest in the second half, or also got to remember, as much we got to note this because it's true. His wife pregnant, and you want to spend as much time as you can. Just speaking from a perspective where you find out your wife is pregnant, and maybe this falls on deaf ears after the story you told last week, Jared, about me being on an airplane a week away from my child popping out.
Dallas was about to father a child within minutes, and he is in Fort Myers, Florida, getting ready to interview Nelson Cruz. And the second that his wife is about to burst, then he gets on a plane. I'm just saying, it is what it is.
Had the green light for hey, you know me, baby, married to it.
Yeah.
And so he's going to spend some time with his wife beforehand. But that I did hear that as well. Hey, wants to rest up. He's going to spend some time with his wife, not going to the All-Star game. Let me just get your quick thoughts on this. With the guys who aren't going to be in the All-Star game, are you getting the sense, have you had any thought at all to just acknowledging these All-Stars and maybe, I don't know, having the home run derby? And is that it? Calling it a day?
You don't want to have an All-Star game.
I'm not saying this is all very fresh. Like I thought about this 37 seconds ago, Jared, mid-flight, okay? Like, is there anything to people getting kind of grinded by the All-Star game player-wise? I know it's fun for the fans because you do kind of get to see like look, we don't get to see those Pedro matchups, right? Just the complete and utter dominance. The idea of guys just punching out murderer's row, like I want to see that. I'm here for that. But it feels like as stars continue to I'm good. Like, are we getting the best that you asked for? This is all just I'm asking questions. I don't feel one way or the other particularly about it.
Yeah, so before I didn't know about the pregnant wife thing with Correa. I thought he was just because the only tweet that I saw was that he wanted to rest for the second half of the season. I didn't see anything about a pregnant wife. So that one, all right, cool, understandable. But, and I've said a million times that I hated the fact that the All-Star game decided home field advantage in the World Series. Sure. But I feel like that is what they felt like they had to do to get guys, because this was a problem back then.
It's what you had to do to get guys to buy in, right?
Right. That was the best players in the game. They were getting selected to the All-Star game, and they were like, yeah, no, I'm all set. So then you really had an All-Star game of the Tier 2 and Tier 3 All-Stars. And I also you notice a trend where a guy like Jacob deGrom, for example, that, when you basically have to catch these stars in their early prime seasons, because after they've kind of done it 2-3 times, that's when they start to be like, all right, maybe I'll take a step back and, I'll rest up because I am getting older, and, I am when you're getting paid a league minimum or chump change, it's like, yeah, I'll go out there and do that. But then when you sign the mega deal and it's like, all right, so I'm pushing 30 or I am 30 over the age of 30 and I'm also getting paid $30 million. I feel a responsibility to save those bullets for the team that's paying me $30 million, not for the All-Star game, which is valid.
And maybe you'd rather be on a banana boat with the boys out in the Caribbean instead of sweating your ass off, in the middle of summer. And that's a crazy place to be mentally as a fan, I'm sure, when you're thinking about this. Like, you mean to tell me you would rather be on vacation than being an all-star playing in front of the fans who love you? And that's where the grind has to be considered. And that's what players think about, is if they've got the money in the bank and their team is going to be in contention, they have an opportunity to grab like 48, 72 hours of rest, 96 hours of rest and recovery, which their bodies would greatly appreciate, as opposed to flying to the All-Star game, getting up, going through the pageantry, going through the workouts, playing in the game, or just being on your feet and being there, maybe not even playing in the game, which for some of those guys is like, if I'm going to go, I at least want to play. And that might not always be the case.
Right.
So there's a lot to think about when it's a player assessing or deciding whether or not they're going to go play in this game, which is why. So, like, what are your thoughts on like a large reward attached to being an all-star, a large monetary award?
Where's that money coming from?
It's coming from the league. It's got to come from Major League Baseball. They're making $12 billion a damn year. Or, $1 billion industry. $12 billion.
So, like, what is that award then? Because, for example, he's talking about a guy like Jacob deGrom, where he's signed his big deal. What are you giving Jacob deGrom to play in the All-Star game? Is it different depending on the player?
No, it can't be, because that's where it's. You almost feel like I don't know, because like your initial reaction is you got to scale it that way, right? Like let's say I had a just unbelievable career year and was going to be an all-star for the first time at age 35. And Jacob deGrom was going to be an all-star this year like he is. You almost got to offer Jacob deGrom like $10 million. Like,
yeah,
10 mil.
That's the number that I had in my head. And I was like,
right, 10 mil. You want to roll?
You could basically like 20x dudes' salaries to show up to the All-Star game if it's all even.
Right. And so if it's me, they're looking at me going, hold on, what? What the fuck you mean pay you to come to the All-Star game, buddy? Like, no, this is year one for you. Do you understand like what this is? And I'd be like, yes, I do. Yes, I absolutely understand. Just where's my plane ticket? Super excited about it. Maybe that's the case. Maybe guys at this day and age are like, hey, you know what? All things considered, I get that I'm a rookie, but unless there's that big money attached to this, maybe I'd rather just chill. I don't think that's the case, but I'm just thinking about ways to get all-stars to be present at the All-Star game.
Right. Yeah. I don't it's not at the point yet where it's a huge issue, but I think over time we could get back to that point where it was before the stipulation of the home field advantage could become a case where guys are like, oh, well, if so-and-so passed on it last year, then I'm definitely passing on it next year if I get picked. And
because one of the things that I thought about is, especially after a COVID season, like where all the players talked about not having fans, and it's essentially like, dude, you're signing up to walk into a room where people are just all over you, just love you. They love them some you. And you don't want that? You don't want to enjoy that? And the answer might be, no, not really. Like I'm over that. Like that's old for me. That happened a long time ago, and I don't need that. That's not what motivates me. So I'm just trying to figure out ways, like I said, to make all-stars present in the All-Star game.
I feel like you're a guy that, let's just say hypothetically, you made 4 all-star teams. On that 5th one, you're still just as excited to get picked as the first one.
Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Just because, and I don't know, because I see, having done work with the A's in different capacities and being able to work with Ricky and work with Stu, Ricky Henderson, Dave Stewart, and Carney Lansford, guys like this, like watch Gene Tennis, watching older people, older men, look at them like they're still the 28-year-old all-stars, and those men are still the 15-year-old boys who like you can still feel the impact of a star and what it had on these young fans of the game. And as all-stars, you're essentially being given a badge. You're now a steward of the game. Guys are watching you. Little kids are watching you. They want to be like you. They would love, like how many of these guys know that there's a kid that might be making a trip 2,000 miles away because this is what he dreamed of. This is what she dreamed of. They wanted to see their favorite player do this, and here it is, and now that doesn't get to happen. And again, you got to factor in real life for the player. You know, I'm trying to balance the player perspective and the fan perspective. I just think it would be exciting.
So I actually kind of on the same topic a little bit about being like a superstar player that gets picked to the All-Star game multiple times and getting to a point where you kind of pass on it for whatever other reasons that you may have. I was talking to someone in PR kind of in Major League Baseball, and it was very interesting that they were saying, you know, like we get these former players that come back all the time, and one of the things that you always hear is like, man, I wish I kind of like ingrained myself more. Like I wish I like soaked it in more. I wish that I was more like loose and available to the fans more. Like they missed that. Like it was almost like when some guys, when they're active players in the league, it's like, I don't have time for this. I've got to go do this. I've got to go do that. And it's a nuisance to me. And then you miss being sought after and desired. And like eventually, like some of these guys think that that's going to last forever. And next thing you know, like, you know, they come back to the ballpark that they played Major League Baseball at, and they've got to buy a ticket themselves, and they can walk around the concourse. No one gives a flying fuck. No one, like, people are like walking right past you. And it's like, wow, damn, like 10, 15 years ago, I used to walk around here and people would be screaming for my autograph. Now,
right.
Like no one even knows who I am.
It's crazy, man. Like I had this conversation the other day. I actually was talking to a couple beat writers for the Red Sox when they were in town, and they both one of the elder ones was like, yeah, and I know everybody in New York loves you, blah 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 blah. And we were just talking like how crazy it is. He even made the comment how crazy it is for a guy like me to have that kind of reception in a place like New York where you got to be a star. You got to be a dude. You know what I mean? And if you're not, and even if you are, they'll fucking hammer you, which is why you got to respect the fucking zoo. You got to respect the Bronx Zoo for it. You have to. So to think that I even get a high five or anything just because of the exchange I had with one of their guys, one of their players, one of their boys, it's funny, but I didn't think that's gonna last. That's not supposed to be something that has staying power.
Yeah.
But it is. And Jared, that's one thing, like, I know in my heart there's not a fan out there that can tell you that I didn't have the time. Brother, I spent plenty of times in that parking lot after a ball game, hanging out with the fans, vibing, doing all the things that fans do after a ball game. In a bar, in a parking lot, restaurant, it doesn't matter. On the road, doesn't matter. These people are what makes the machine go round. The fans. Without them, you got fucking nothing. You got nothing.
Some breaking news here.
Give it to me.
Now Jose Altuve is skipping the All-Star game. So now my tinfoil hat goes on.
Sure does.
And after what happened last year with all the players speaking out against the Astros, do you think that there is anything to Carlos Correa and Jose Altuve not wanting to be in a room with other guys in the league who either said things or thought things? And most of them are accurate. But do you think that those two guys are like, you know what? This is too fucking awkward. Like, I can't look these people in the fucking eye anymore.
You're damn right. That right there, and Jared, it would actually be a moment for them to be able to have those conversations that so many of those guys want to have.
Right.
And it'd be an opportunity for you to, quote unquote, face the music amongst your peers. What other time? Tell me when. When's a better time?
I mean, you're going to catch everyone in a good mood.
Well, everyone's going to be in a great mood. And they'd be more than willing, I think, to hear you out and not make a huge deal of it in that moment. Because 10 minutes later, they're going to be pulled over here to talk to these people, to sign this, to do. Like, you know how it goes. Yes, I believe there is absolutely something to them not wanting to have to go and for the first time be around other players in a somewhat of a laxed environment, because in that clubhouse, if one of those players has a question, what are you going to do? If you're Carlos Correa, or you're Jose Altuve, and one of the players walks in and says, straight up, we got you here now. All that shit you were talking, what's up?
Yeah.
Come correct. What's the move? You got one or two choices. Actually, I guess there's three. You can, one, clam up, laugh it off, and try to squash that ASAP. You could face the music, maybe have that conversation or whatever it is. And if it unfortunately ever got physical between whoever and whoever, well, then I feel like that might be like the last ditch. Like, guys are just going to be like, nope, fuck it, we're going. This is our opportunity. I don't see that happening at the All-Star game in an All-Star clubhouse, but I could very well see somebody saying, no, man, sorry. Like, this is the time. Like, oh, is this not the time? Well, guess what wasn't the time for us back then? Don't know.
So, yeah, I mean, because they're both like Altuve's.
Oh, my God. Jazz Chisholm just went upper tank off Julio Urias. Sorry.
Jeez.
Jesus. Go ahead.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah, because Jose Altuve is also saying, like, yeah, we want to focus on the World Series and, you know, we want to focus on winning in the second half. It's like,
no, that's an easily canned answer.
Yeah. I mean, I've said it before. Like, I'm over it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and
sure.
hammer the Astros and make like the whole cheating thing a thing again. Like, I'm over it. It is what it is. It happened. People were upset about it, and I think so. When people are like, you know, why would players still be upset about it if they didn't play the Astros in the World Series or in the playoffs? So something that I heard recently, I can't remember if this is like out there or not, and we don't need to name names, but apparently something that, and maybe you already know this, Dallas. Maybe this is already out there. I don't know. I don't remember seeing it on Twitter or reading it anywhere. Something that I heard the Astros were doing to cover their tracks in 2017 when they were using the cameras to steal signs and everything is that, say it's a weekend series against the A's. And on a Friday night, the Astros stole signs, and they kicked in fucking Sean Manaea's teeth for 8 earned runs. I'm not saying this happened to Sean Manaea, just an example. The Astros, during warm-ups, stretches, the next day, guys are taking BP, both teams are out on the field, they would send a player over to the opposing team's side of the field, and they would designate one guy to be like, hey, man, just letting you know we had a tip on you. So then that guy would spend the next 3-4 days looking at video of himself being like, where's the fucking tip? Is it the glove? What am I doing? Where's the fucking tip? Like, obviously they had one. They beat my fucking brains in. I was going great before that. Obviously they had it. They're not going to tell me what it is, but what the fuck is it? So then now these guys are overanalyzing themselves, and that could fuck up their next 2, 3, 4 starts. So, like, they were doing that to team. Like, this has nothing to do with the playoffs.
No.
Like, if they're doing that to, I mean, position players and hitters, they're friends with each other. Like, you're doing that to one of your friends, and if you're fucking up that starter for the next 2, 3 starts, it's like now it goes beyond just like, okay, now we suck against the Astros. Like, you fuck this guy up for like the next couple starts. So that's that. I'm not trying to get into the Astros scandal again. I'm just saying why, if Jose Altuve and Carlos Correa decided to walk into a clubhouse of players that they did not play with in Houston, why that would be a very uncomfortable and awkward situation to have with questions coming their way that they're probably not prepared to answer.
This is precisely what everybody was waiting for. How are they going to handle this moment? And this feels, I mean, dude, like, as I sit here and soak this up and think about this, like what better way to re-ingratiate yourself with the fans of Major League Baseball than to be present at an event like this to kind of, I don't know, say sorry by being present? Is that a thing? Like, could it be interpreted that way at all?
It could be.
Like, hey, like, you know what I mean? Not that they have to have those conversations with fans and with every single fan individually, but being there, it, like, I don't know. I could see how some people might even look at this and go, you know what? They didn't get in trouble for the actual cheating, and nothing happened to them, and maybe nothing happening to them then kind of allows them to make this kind of decision where, like, they never really have to face any sort of scrutiny or any sort of, like, never going to have to really answer the bell, you know?
I mean, obviously, like, Astros fans are pushing against that theory quite heavily.
Oh, sure.
They're gonna Astros fans are gonna Astros fan. It is what it is. But yeah, like with Correa, I was with you. Okay, you want to rest up for the second half? Fine. Your wife is pregnant. You want to spend time with her? Fine by me. And then Altuve comes out and he's like, "Well, I'm not going to." Then it quickly becomes, "Oh, you guys just don't want to. You don't want to face the music."
Well, not only do you not want to face the music, but if and when how far apart were the announcements, the Correa and Altuve?
Couldn't have been more than an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's like, hey, we'll do this at 10, you do it at 11.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
it's not like one happened one day and then the other.
Oh, no, and that
hour,
conversation happened between them days ago when they found out that they were selected.
Yeah.
Yo, bro,
like,
are we going? Like, I'm not going. Bro, I'm not. My wife's fucking pregnant. I'm throwing that flag out there.
Correa at least is throwing his wife in the line of fire. He's like, "Hey, I got a pregnant woman here." He's like one of the fucking dudes in the
lady
Titanic.
with a baby.
Yeah, I have a pregnant woman. I have a pregnant woman here.
I love it.
Get me in a lifeboat.
But again, like, in all seriousness, Correa being a husband, future dad,
yeah, sure,
get that, all good. But then Altuve drops that, and you're like, yeah, like I said, they had that conversation beforehand when they were both selected and it was confirmed. It's like, dude, are we? You want to drive together? Fuck no, we ain't driving together. What do you mean together? We're not going at all. I'm not going. You going? We're not going.
Yeah.
Hell no. Done.
Yeah. I mean, like, people's excuses for, like, oh, that doesn't make sense. They've been booed all year. We're not talking about the fans. We're talking about having to go inside the clubhouse and face your peers. And then so, what did this other person say? That doesn't make sense. They see them every game anyway. In an opposite dugout. We're talking about sharing a clubhouse with these people.
Yeah, now exactly. Like, you're legitimately going to be showering with these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, what was it? The 2000, I want to say 6 All-Star game. It was a little awkward because Veritek and A-Rod had to share a clubhouse at the All-Star game that year. And that was right. And they still haven't, I mean, according to A-Rod, they still haven't talked, even though they did after the 2018 World Series. A-Rod tried to, like, shake Veritek's hand, and he was like, no,
I just
doesn't forget that.
I know. I just saw Tech too. Saw him at the
He's great.
Beautiful human.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. I mean, those are the only 2 guys, right, for position players for Houston.
Yeah.
Because it would be weird if like Yuli Gurriel got picked and like he's gonna go. I mean, I feel like if there was a third guy that dropped out, if Bregman didn't get hurt and he got picked and he didn't go.
Could you imagine, like, what if it was the infield, bro? What if it was Bregman, Correa, Altuve, Gurriel?
Yeah, I can't imagine.
And Correa's like, nah, I'm out. And then Altuve's like, I'm out too. Like, is Bregman going by himself? Is
No
Gurriel
chance.
going?
No.
Are Bregman and Gurriel going together?
No, I don't think Bregman would go. If Correa and Altuve dropped out, Bregman I don't think goes.
See, like I'm going to ask that question.
To who?
I'm going to ask that question. Like, hey, straight up, if you got picked right now, this year, if you got picked with Carlos not going and Jose not going, would you still go? But see, that's tough because I feel like that was going to be a team approach. It's almost like they are going to unify in there and say, hey, look, nothing about going to the All-Star game changes being acknowledged as an All-Star. So if you get that acknowledgement, great. But in order to stay unified here, I don't think we can allow, or we're all going to say that we're not going to go. Anybody that was here during that championship run that's had to answer these questions, if you get chosen to be an All-Star, I don't know if we're going. Any thought to that?
I'd love to hear the answer.
Like, hey, new guys, absolutely. Guys that weren't here that didn't have to answer a question, knock yourself out. I don't know.
By the way, I mean, how far along is Correa's wife?
Oh, I don't know.
Like, I mean, people are like, his fucking wife is pregnant, man. You kidding me? It's like, all right, so what? If she's like 3, 4, like, is she about to burst or no? Like, what trimester are we talking about here?
Yeah, no, I don't think she's. But like, dude, Jared, I will tell you right now, man. And I got all 7 of the fucking sticks that I made my wife piss on when she told me she was pregnant. I was like, that's incredible. I can't breathe. We need more of these to prove that this is true. All right. I see the lines, but let's double down. Let's triple down. Let's get 7. And your mind goes into a different place. I've said it on this podcast before. I couldn't imagine being a husband while playing baseball, let alone a husband and a father playing baseball, and going through those transitions in life while being a $100 million type player in the Astros organization with everything. There's a lot going on there. So this looks like a 72 to 96 hour window, like I said, where he can be a father and experience that. He's not a dad yet, but he's going to be. And the transition you go through as a husband. So I'm not trying to defend Carlos Correa in any way, shape, or form other than as a human being who's been a father, who's gone through this, and I know where he's coming from in that regard. So 10 minutes into finding out she's pregnant, you want to dab her forehead. You want to tell her to fucking relax and sit down and can I get you anything? And it's like, hey, guy, like, if you remember what we were doing in the bedroom to get us here, I'm going to be fine here for the next 6 months. I'm fine. I can move around. I can do some shit, okay? I don't need you.
And if you've seen how insufferable they are on their YouTube channel, you would know that she's definitely the type of wife that would be like, you're not going to the All-Star game. I'm pregnant. You're not going.
Well, I haven't taken
it
their,
is
their YouTube.
Don't
content.
do it to yourself. Like, if you want a good hate watch, if you want a good, like, I'm in the mood to piss myself off beyond, like, recovery, like I'm going to have to go to sleep and wake up the next morning to recoup my mood, watch their YouTube channel. It's fucking abysmal. It's terrible. It pisses me off to no end. Like, if I'm in too good of a mood and I'm just like, we need to come back down, I watch Carlos Correa and his wife's YouTube channel.
Oh, I don't know why I appreciate this absolute disdain right now.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible.
My God.
Yeah. Big time hate watch. Number one.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna have a lot of fun watching this, Jared, and that is the home run derby.
Yeah. The home run derby is gonna be great. They finished the field yesterday?
Yesterday, finished the field.
Pedro Alonso.
Yes.
Joey Gallo joins the fray.
I don't like that.
Yeah, he's I feel like he's a dark horse. Trey Mancini. You got some options here. Trey Mancini, a starting 9 guy. You have Shohei Ohtani, who if you could birth his children, you would.
Yep.
Matt Olson of the green and gold.
Yeah.
Salvador Perez, who I'm not sure why he's there. Juan Soto, who you love as well, and Trevor Story, starting 9 alum. I mean, like, this field, it's pretty legit. I mean, they couldn't find someone besides I love Salvador Perez, but, like, is that fucking Coors Field home run derby material? No. How many fucking guys said no before they got to Salvador Perez on the list? No one thinks Salvador Perez and thinks fucking monster tanks.
But maybe in Colorado,
no,
you do.
Stop.
No?
I could give you 50 guys right now I would rather have at the home run derby than Salvador Perez.
Ready, go. No, I mean, dude, he's having a great year.
Okay. Is he having a home run derby year? Like, Vladdy, I get it. Vladdy, like, he's been, like, if you've already done it, I'm excusing you. And that goes for you, Aaron Judge. Schwarber's hurt. Tatis said no, right?
Yeah,
Vladdy
Tatis
said no.
Well, I mean, come on. Tatis, he ripped his fucking arm off earlier this year. What do you want the guy to do? Conceivably, I don't think he
Baez, I would like to see in there. Acuna, did he say no?
I don't know if Acuna said no or not. But I would
Sneaky
take a
pick. Adolis Garcia? You kidding me? You wouldn't want to see Adolis Garcia in there? Adam Duvall. Have you seen hit the fucking home runs that he's hit? Stanton. I mean, like,
See,
asked?
pump the brakes.
Nelson
there
Cruz,
with Adam Duvall. You mean to tell me if I throw out the name Adam Duvall, that's getting the lay fan excited?
No. I'm saying in terms of guys that I've watched. Like, let's just say the Salvador Perez spot is 8 of 8. It's the last spot. Like, we're trying to fill out that last spot. And I feel like that last spot doesn't always need to be like a Ronald Acuna Jr. Like, it could be, someone that there's always like the darling pick in the home run derby.
See, it's the home run derby. I'm not here for your cute
Jared Walsh
mid-range jumper. I'd be here for Walshy.
Yeah. Brandon Crawford? Rhys Hoskins?
Absolutely not. Rhys Hoskins, yes. Brandon Crawford, no.
Eduardo Escobar? You see the fucking home run he hit last night?
Yeah, but no.
Bryce Harper?
Yes, absolutely.
But he won't do it. Yordan Alvarez?
Give me more of that.
Oh, Yordan Alvarez? Eugenio Suarez?
I mean, he wanted to hit 50, and I appreciate that. I don't know where we're at on the
Nick Castellanos?
Yeah,
Nolan Arenado.
Look, these are all guys that can run into him. Like, in terms of like
Jonathan Scope, who is a big fucking.
Look,
he got screwed out of being at the All-Star game.
Power,
what about Ramon Laureano? We saw him hitting the cage.
He can rake. He absolutely
Manny Machado.
rakes.
Ryan Mountcastle.
I want to see a
Jesus
Javi
Aguilar.
Baez swing. That's what I want to see.
Hunter Renfroe. You shitting me? Bo Bichette. Wilson Contreras. These are all guys that I would rather see than Teoscar Hernandez.
All right, so let's just go through this. I mean, let's call it what it is. We can come to terms on who we think is going to win this. You probably know where I'm going.
Rizzo?
But let's start with the first
I don't know where
matchup.
you're going. I swear to God, I don't know. I have no fucking idea.
It's true because I honestly don't know if I do yet. I don't even know if I'm ready to make that
I understand. Like when you just said, like, you know where I'm going with this.
I don't.
I was like, okay,
yeah,
Matt Olson, but then Shohei Ohtani's in it. It's going to come down to those two guys.
Yeah. So right now we've got Joey Gallo, Trevor Story. Who makes it out of that one?
Fuck. That one, I mean,
let me just give you some numbers here. As far as Joey Gallo is concerned, Joey Gallo has the only swing in terms of launch angle that is geared ideally for a home run. Remember, I educated you a couple years ago in spring training when we were talking about launch angle, and I told you between 19 and 29 degrees is optimal launch angle for a home run. Joey Gallo has that swing sitting precisely at 21 degrees. Everybody else I believe sub 18 degrees. That is an absolutely cherry pick statistic. Just to say that Joey Gallo is going to win that first round against hometown hero Trevor Story. Trevor Story might have the comfort of the hitter's eye in his favor, but I'm rolling Joey Gallo.
I'm going Story. Just the familiarity with the ballpark. I mean, the dude hits BP there every day. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't like Colorado. Does it favor righties more than lefties?
Here's who it favors. People who are familiar and physically acclimated to this place. Because he's the only dude here who's probably ever taken an aggressive round of BP in this ballpark. So, what a lot of people aren't considering is with the time limit involved in the Derby, you're going to be trying to get swings off at a rapid rate at altitude. Guys could be getting gassed earlier than really they've ever been in a round of BP, Derby style, whatever. So that's something you got to pay attention to. All these guys who are able to create massive amounts of energy, create massive amounts of torque, and hit the 500-foot mammo, that's great. You'll get punished for hang time, and you'll get punished for exuding that sort of energy, whereas somebody who might not be exuding quite that energy and hitting the ball quite as high might actually benefit.
So the answer to the question is it doesn't matter. There have been 61 home runs hit at Coors Field this year, 30 by right-handed hitters, and 31 by left-handed hitters.
But, and again, 4 lefties, 4 righties. Your lefties are Ohtani, Soto, Gallo, and Matt Olson. Your righties are Story, Mancini, Sal Perez, Pedro Alonso. So I've got Joey Gallo walking out of the right side of the bracket. You've got Trevor Story.
I do.
Top left side of the bracket. Ohtani, Soto. Give me Ohtani. Next question.
Oh, man. Yeah, you have to go Ohtani. You have to go Ohtani, but, like, fuck, man. All right, Ohtani.
I got Soto top spinning a few balls. That's going to piss him off. And then he just doesn't he doesn't recover.
I feel like that would be, because I mean it's not scripted. So I think everyone being like, "Oh, this is Shohei Ohtani's night. This is the night that he breaks out and he becomes a global superstar." And like, that would be the biggest disappointment of all time if Shohei Ohtani didn't make it out of the first round. And Juan Soto is 1,000% capable of beating him in the first round.
Yes, 1,000%. This next matchup here, since you're so down on Sal.
Super
is
down.
Carrabis.
Super down.
Super down.
Trevor Story's a fucking 7th seed? Are you shitting me?
Yeah, are you telling me that Sal Perez isn't even a sneaky okay addition to this bracket?
No. Alonso is a fucking champ. I don't think that there's a chance in hell that Salvador Perez makes it out of the first round.
Yeah, I'm rolling with the polar bear. I'm rolling with Pedro Alonso as well.
Yeah.
So that leaves us with this last matchup, and I'm torn here. I'm not. Mancini knows where the fucking heart lies. All right, you son of a bitch. And he, damn it, Carrabis, he is damn well capable of ruining Matt Olson's fucking night too.
Yeah,
and I don't like that one iota.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Trey's a dude who he just gets in a groove and can just like pump balls out. Whack, whack, whack. Like, I don't know if you saw the video of Phil Mickelson draining 10 putts in a row for 100,000 meals to feed starving children. Shout out Lefty. But that's just how consistent I feel Trey could get in the cage, which could become a real problem real early. Just homer, 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 homer. I don't need to see that. Not against Matt Olson. Please. So, Trey, congratulations on a well-deserved acknowledgement in this event here. But God damn it, you better not win.
Are you picking Trey Mancini?
No, I'm picking Matt Olson.
Oh, fuck you. I'm picking Trey Mancini.
No, I'm telling Trey to have a great day, but you're going to hit one less. Just hit one less. That's all I care.
No, Mancini's moving on. By the way, how the fuck is Trevor Story a 7th seed in his own ballpark where he mashes bombs?
I don't know, because he's Maybe because he's not an all-star?
Who gives a? Neither is Joey Gallo.
Okay. Well, what's
Okay.
He's a 2 seed.
Joey Gallo's a 2 seed.
Okay. Well, let's create our own filter here.
Yeah.
Overall power. Who you got?
Honestly, Trevor Story. I mean, Joey Gallo's been hot recently, but like, I mean, let's look at like the last few years here. Who's hit more homers?
Hold on, I got something for you. I got something. I'll even give this to you right now.
Okay.
To support what you're saying. Out of the entire bracket, out of everybody in this derby, you know who has the longest average home run distance?
It's got to be Story.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
It doesn't. Yeah, he plays at Coors.
There you go. I just wanted you to say it.
But where's the Derby?
I wanted you to say it.
But the Derby's at Coors.
That has nothing to do with power.
No, I'm just saying that, like, if you're talking about like longest distance home runs,
yes,
and it's like, well, yeah, he has the longest ones, but he hits them at Coors. It's like, well, the Derby's at Coors.
Okay. I mean, I was giving you a little, and if you were gonna run with it, I was gonna fucking bonk on you. I was gonna dunk on you, but you didn't. You kind of power laid up, and I just pinned you against the backboard. I wasn't gonna be aggressive.
I would like to issue an apology to Salvador Perez.
Would you now?
He is tied for 9th this season in average exit velocity in the majors.
Yeah, so
Stanton, Judge, Vladdy Machado, Acuna, Tatis, Shohei, Nelson Cruz, Goldschmidt, and then you have he's part of the three-way tie. The three-way tie for 9th place is Goldschmidt, Devers, and Perez.
So this is how it ranks in the brackets as far as exit velocity is concerned. Vlad 1, Ohtani, Pedro Alonso, Soto, Gallo, Olsen, Story, Mancini, Perez.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, Machado should fucking be there over.
And then the question, or the answer to that first question, answer B to the longest average home run distance. Story number 1. You want to know who number 2 is?
Out of the Derby field?
Yes.
It's got to be Shohei.
Incorrect. Try again.
Ooh. Average distance. I mean,
Stop looking it up.
I'm not. I'm literally looking at the bracket. To fit your narrative, is it Gallo?
It is Joey Gallo.
Mm-hmm.
Great answer. You're
Yeah.
very good at this game.
Mm-hmm, thank you.
Number 3 is Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah. I feel like Shohei
And then
Ohtani hits fucking
Vlad, Alonso,
bombs.
Mancini, Olsen, Perez.
Okay.
I'm pumped for the Derby.
So just
to say the least.
to go back on my bracket here, Juan Soto. I mean, like, I feel like Juan Soto has a real good chance. Not good chance, but he's got a real chance to upset Shohei in the first round. I do.
Yeah, I didn't need Juan Soto
As an
and
8
Shohei
seed.
No, matching up against Ohtani. I didn't need that.
Who would you want him to match up against, Dallas?
Well, I hate to feed Trey to the wolf here, but fucking, I need Mancini and Ohtani. Yeah,
Mancini's
why?
a
Because I
6
need
seed.
I don't care. I need.
How the fuck is Salvador Perez a 4 seed in this goddamn thing? He's a 4 seed.
Yeah, I mean, like
Is Salvador Perez a better home run hitter than Trevor Story? No. Pete Alonso? No. Trey Mancini? Not really. Juan Soto? Come on.
Yeah.
What are we doing here at these seedings?
But I'll tell you this much. I don't know that I'm leaving right field. I'm not leaving right field. Shohei Ohtani and Juan Soto are going to be banging balls against each other out to right field. I'm going to be there. Then Joey Gallo comes up against Trevor Story. Yeah, first 3 out of 4 guys are going to be banging balls out to right field. So I'm going to hang tight there. And then the last round, Matt Olson versus Trey Mancini. I'll be out in right field again. Come find me in right field.
Okay.
Don't bring your child.
All right, so right now my bracket looks like I've got Ohtani over Soto. I've got Alonso over Perez. I've got Story over Gallo. I've got 2 upsets. I've got 3 upsets because I got Mancini over Olsen. So that would set up a second round of Shohei versus Alonso, Story versus Mancini. And you know what, Dallas?
You've got Shohei and Story
Nope.
in the don't do something dumb right now. Just don't do something dumb.
I'm not doing something dumb.
Well, what are you going to do?
I'm going to put Mancini in the finals.
That's dumb.
I've got Mancini versus Shohei in the finals. The best story versus the best story. That's what baseball needs.
Okay.
Because like you could have the hometown guy, that'd be cool and everything. But what's the best story that everyone's going to talk about? I mean, if people in Colorado will love Trevor Story in the finals. But what gets the world talking? What gets the country talking? Shohei Ohtani versus Trey Mancini. And because we do stan a wholesome king, what if Trey Mancini wins the whole thing and then you have the image of Shohei Ohtani, the superstar that everyone wanted to win, being the first guy to congratulate Trey Mancini at home plate, holding up his hand, and then that story?
I could live with that because Ohtani's probably going to be the All-Star Game MVP.
Could be.
And I'm trying to will that if he doesn't win the home run derby. He doesn't have to be the MVP of the All-Star Game if he wins the home run derby, which I think he will do. But I can see, I'm here for that imagery. That's a photo of the year candidate right there. Just a massive Shohei Ohtani holding up the arm of home run derby champion and AL comeback player of the year, Trey Mancini. Absolutely here for that. But it's unfortunate that's not going to happen for Trey because Shohei Ohtani's going to win the whole goddamn thing. Jared, we're talking about a guy who just became the all-time home run leader for Japanese-born players with 32, and it ain't even the All-Star break yet, bud. Hideki Matsui, a heralded long ball hitter, as he has said, this dude, another level. This guy is an absolute freak. Matsui didn't say that. Those are my words. But do you understand? Do you understand quite yet what we are dealing with here? Matsui, 32, a full season. It's the All-Star break. What Shohei Ohtani has done and has continued to do, please, people, please, don't get tired of talking about it. Don't get tired of hearing about it because you very well may never see it again. There's people who were born, lived, and died thinking that George Herman Ruth would never, ever be duplicated, and as far as they were concerned, never was. And there's arguments to have about other individuals. I get that. Just look, for conversation's sake, we're talking about never seeing this shit possibly ever again, and we're living in it in real time. Just enjoy it.
Yeah, I got a little taste of Shohei in the last few days here.
Yeah, well, I mean, some would say that they need to still see more.
I haven't said that.
Some would say they still need to see. I'm just saying some.
Not me.
Some. Jury's still out. I mean, after witnessing it firsthand, what do you walk away thinking?
I feel like we're gonna get to a point maybe in July or August where we might get to a point where the betting odds turn to you can bet on Shohei or the field. Like I feel like that's where we're headed for MVP.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, if it sustains, it's not even. It's really not even a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
That's just plain and simple. I don't think it's really even a conversation.
Mm-hmm. Well, I've angered the Astros hive in the first half of this podcast. Some Astros dude like challenged me to come to Minute Maid and bring my cameras and have a debate, and I was like, he called me the biggest Astros hater. I'm like, I'm not an Astros hater at all. Like I feel I fucking tweet Astros highlights all the time. I don't fan the Flames of the cheating thing. That's not me. But when you have two guys at the same time, be like, woo. So they're trying to say because they got the player vote. The Correa and Altuve selections were voted upon by the players. So that's why they're trying to say, well, why would they be afraid to go face these guys? It's like, well,
it's not about being afraid of anything.
The awkward situation still is ever present, regardless of if the players voted them in or not.
Yeah. Yeah, so I can understand like that being an argument. Like, what do you mean? They're afraid to face the guys who acknowledge how good they are? Well, not that I guess your ability to rate or rank talent and the integrity that follows that as a player is a big deal to you if you're playing. You don't really give a shit if people think that you've got an eye for talent. But if you're looking at the numbers, it's hard to think that those guys aren't all-stars. And go ahead.
Your mic plug, it sounds like it's loose. Yeah, you're touching something that's fucking with it.
How we sound?
Still
How we sound?
kinda
How we
clicky.
sound?
What were you touching? I think it's the other end. It's not the. I don't think it's the end that goes into the mic. It's the other part.
We good? We good? We good?
Yes.
How we doing? How we doing? How we doing? All right. So yeah, I don't see any. I don't see any reason that they would still, or excuse me, I can see a reason why they still would not want to attend. That's great. You've got the acknowledgement from the players, but the awkward conversations, that facing the music type thing that we talked about, like that's still there.
Mm-hmm. Wait, who'd you pick to win it? Shohei?
Yes.
You're so basic. Fucking chalk
We're talking-
Dallas. Chalky
we're talking-
ass Dallas.
Just facts.
Ridiculous. Teasa. You want more focus and energy to perform your best on the diamond? You need Teasa Performance Energy Pouches packed with powerful herbs and vitamins. Teasa nutrient pouches provide oral stimulation with penetrating flavor. They have 7 delicious flavors from 14 different product options, which include pouches with and without caffeine. Drinking with a Teasa in your mouth is even better, as it takes the flavor and overall product experience to another level. Try a flavored seltzer with a cherry or a mango Teasa, or a Teasantini,
Oh,
a martini with a mango, what's that? Habanero Teasa pouch. Teasa highlights include no tobacco, no nicotine, no calories, no spitting, no mess, best tasting tobacco alternative, fresh breath, and cuts cravings for snacks, oral tobacco, cigarettes, sodas, mints, and gum. Replace sunflower seeds and gum with the penetrating flavor and elevated focus from Teasa. New customers can use the promo code Barstool30 for 30% off their initial purchase at Teasa, that is TEAZA energy.com. Clayton Kershaw is on the IL.
Little pepper. Yep. Elbow.
Mm-hmm.
Elbow inflammation. Remember the little exercise I took you through, Jared?
What was that?
Gripping the baseball?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's another injury. Forearm.
Is it
Tightness.
Yeah. It would make sense.
It should. Without even looking at the numbers right now, Clayton Kershaw loves the slider. Loves the slider. Okay? And if throwing that pitch now gripped a little tighter or trying to feel for a little different grip these days, that can cause some barking. That can cause a little inflammation in the elbow. And as guys continue to try to work their way through creating a grip that they're comfortable with, I told you that I felt like shit like this was going to happen.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened more. I'm
Well, I
surprised that, I mean, to my knowledge, this is what, the third? Glasnow, the Braves had a guy go down, and now Kershaw. I mean, it's two big name guys out of the three off the top of my head. I mean, I want to say those are the only three so far. But you mentioned the blisters and the hot spots. I haven't seen any of that. Have guys openly complained about that, or is that something that's more going on behind the scenes because they don't want to be like, oh, I have a blister, and it's like, well, why? And it's like, oh, because I was using sticky stuff and now I can't.
There you go. Like, guys are afraid of even saying anything because you're just going to get lumped into that now, aren't you? Like, it feels like nobody's got time to listen to you say that you got a blister and it's not coming. Like, people don't want to hear shit. Oh, blister? Yeah, you're using something. You're a cheater. Yeah, well, why you got a blister? Because now you can't use it, and now your finger is getting flamed up, and now the friction on the ball instead of the stuff is what's causing. It's like, whoa. Blisters develop all the time, sometimes randomly or, not so randomly, but they just naturally. So that just sucks for guys who might have blister issues that now feel like, fuck, I can't really say anything.
Interesting.
But we knew that this would be a thing to pay attention to, with the grip on the baseball being under scrutiny.
Yep. Anthony Rendon headed to the injured list. I don't know how much of a blow this is. I mean, I know Angels fans are trying to say that this is we'll come get you later. Like, we beat you fucking 2 out of 3, and we didn't even have Rendon or Trout. It's like Rendon is hitting .240 this year with a .712 OPS. Not having his greatest year. We've already had the discussion about his contract, where we're going to look back on that one and probably say that that's an abomination.
You essentially called him Albert Pujols 2.0.
Could be worse, Dallas. Like, Jesus. I think it could be worse, if we're being honest. I have nothing against Rendon. I've never met him. It's not like a personal thing with Rendon like it is with Correa. But I would not be happy with my front office if my team missed the playoffs every single year with, it used to be one, now it is 2 of the best, if not the best players in Major League Baseball in their primes, and we need pitching, and you spend an ungodly amount of money on Anthony Rendon. It's almost like Anthony Rendon is like collateral damage in all this. Like, if I were an Angels fan, my ire would be more towards the front office for doing it. It's not Rendon's fault that he wasn't worth it.
Player X. Player X.
Sure, yeah.
Player X, not a pitcher, if we're being really real about it.
Yeah. It's just not.
Like, they could have signed JT Realmuto.
Yeah.
Don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Same thing. Yeah, that's tough. Yasmani Grandal, this is brutal.
I don't want to get fucking blamed for this either.
Well, you can't. We can't. No.
He had a 2-homer game the day of the interview, and then after that, we're not responsible for what happens.
No, that's it. It's like, come on. What do you want? And it's a freak accident. Like, the guy's taking a fucking pitch. Guy's taking a pitch.
Was that
right?
Little pivot knee? Yeah.
Yeah. So
the right-hand side of the box.
Side note, all right, and this is, I don't want to say a teaching moment for pitchers, and it's not like at the expense of an injury or anything like that. That's no, because I would never do that to a player. What I want you to just remember, pitchers who are listening to this, anybody who might work with pitchers who's listening to this, when we talk about reading swings and we talk about watching guys give you information at the plate as a hitter that they're unaware of, it can be in a swing, and a lot of times it can be in a take. The way they take a pitch can tell you just as much as if they swung at the pitch. And what I mean is there an egregious weight transfer? Do you catch them leaning out over the plate like they were looking for the pitch away? If it's a fastball up, do they dive out over and sort of check their swing just like Grandal did? There's things to take away from that based on how you arrived at that moment in time. Like, what was the count? What was the pitch thrown before that? Are there guys on base? What are his tendencies? How did he take that pitch? And I know that might feel like that's a lot of information, but if you're doing your homework, like that's stuff that you process in between pitches on the mound. Like, I know that seems fast, but that's how your mind's going. So this injury, shitty for the White Sox, fucking hate it. Brutal because the White Sox feel like, who else? Like they got Eloy Jimenez coming back.
200% he said.
He's going to start a rehab, which is damn near double as good as you could possibly be.
Yeah,
isn't it?
Yeah, that's twice as good as 100%.
Yeah, so for sure double as good as you could possibly be. And they've been without him all damn year.
Yeah.
I mean, they had a candlelight vigil for his jersey. I'm just glad to see him back.
I'm actually very glad to see him back. I mean, the White Sox fans, they deserve a fucking break, man. Like it's one after the other. It's been
terrible.
And
it's been terrible. Also released Spanky Eaton, gone.
So Adam Eaton signed with the White Sox as a free agent in this past December, and you may remember Adam Eaton's greatest contribution to the White Sox that he ever made was being the trade piece that allowed the White Sox to acquire Lucas Giolito from the Washington Nationals back in December of 2016. So this guy has, for better or for worse, has left his mark on the White Sox organization. Maybe not so much. I mean, like, dude's hitting 201 this year, 642 OPS. Okay. Last year in the short season, hit 226 with a 669 OPS. Not great. 2018, he hit 301, 805 OPS. Pretty good year. Pretty good year in 95 games. So I don't know if he's going to catch on somewhere else, but I think we can unequivocally say that his greatest contribution to the Chicago White Sox organization was being good enough in the eyes of the Nationals to forego the services of Lucas Giolito.
You wonder if there's an Adam Eaton Oakland Athletic Union.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying. Because we're a little banged up right now.
Who's banged up in the
outfield?
Little
banged up right now. That's a left-handed bat.
Adam Eaton in green and gold. I mean, I feel like that's one of those things where he would end up there and hit fucking like 385 the rest of the way.
Would love it. Can I just throw this out there right now? And this might be cruel for the White Sox fans. Is there any room for a Joey Gallo in that lineup?
What? Yeah, I guess, right? I don't know.
No?
I mean, with Eloy coming back, you're not putting Eloy in the outfield. You're gonna DH Eloy.
Look, I mean, what? I'm not a huge proponent of DHing young guys.
I mean, you could probably you don't exactly need Gavin Sheets, do you?
But if I'm looking at Eloy, I'm not really thinking I don't know that I want to run those risks with him out there.
I mean, Billy Hamilton's been playing great defensively. You've got Adam Engel out there, I don't know, Brian Goodwin. There's room. There's room in the outfield.
Is there room for Joey Gallo? Like, what would Joey Gallo do for that lineup?
I think it would change. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, is Jose Abreu healthy right now?
No, but he's still playing.
So what was it? He got hit on the knee with a fastball?
Is that what it was? I thought it was his wrist. I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah. I thought it was his knee. Yeah,
Probably his
because I think I don't know if he stayed in the game. That was when he got helped off the field. But I think he played the next fucking day.
Well, that's the thing is that they were trying to keep him out of the lineup. He's like, no, I'm alive, so I'm playing.
Yeah. All right. So let's just say you've got Jose Abreu. If you want to get Joey Gallo, you're saying to the fans, hey, we believe in Eloy Jimenez, the outfielder. Because then you're gonna have to DH Gallo, right? Who are you DHing? Where are you putting Joey Gallo?
Why are you not DHing Jimenez? Is my question. Like, Joey Gallo is a Gold Glove defender.
Last year he was a Gold Glove defender in a abbreviated season. Yes.
So, if I'm looking at Eloy Jimenez, who at times has looked like a bluefin tuna floundering around in a fucking fishnet down the left field line, I don't want him tearing another pec. Then I got to have another candlelight vigil for him because I put him out in the outfield again.
So do you put Jose Abreu at DH?
And put Eloy at first?
No, you would have Gallo at first.
Put Gallo at first and put Eloy out. And I didn't know if Eloy didn't.
Like, where does Jose Abreu go? Basically, like in a perfect world, you would have Joey Gallo at first base, and you would have Eloy DHing. But then where does that leave Jose Abreu?
I don't understand where Jose came into this. Well, like, why we got to move him?
Because you're putting Gallo at first.
I'm not. You are. I told you.
He's the better defender. No.
Who? Gallo?
Yes.
Better defender than Jimenez?
Jose Abreu.
At first?
Yes.
I would think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think so.
Right. So if you have Gallo at first, and you want to DH,
but I think
Jimenez.
Gallo in the outfield is going to make us better with Abreu at first than Jimenez in the outfield and Gallo at first.
Okay.
No?
Yeah. All right. That works. All right. Yeah. So the perfect combination would be you put Gallo in the outfield, you put Abreu at first, and you DH Eloy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's a fit. I definitely think it's a fit.
Maybe something Chicago should kick the tires on.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're probably gonna like rotate around.
Because Joey Gallo and Kyle Gibson right now are the two guys that I'm watching.
I don't know. Like, I'm not sold on Gibson. I'll be honest with you. Like, I'm not saying that he can't.
It's an entire first half of fucking dealing,
exactly.
Dude.
It's an entire first half. He's what, 33?
Well, that's usually what guys are evaluating when we're starting to kick the tires on trade pieces. Is, hey, how have you been the last 2 weeks or so? How's he been the last month? Well, I don't know. He's been pretty good this entire first half. How's that sound to you?
He's 33 years old.
I'm not asking you to build a fucking future around Gibby.
I know. I'm just thinking about like
what,
just
getting to the postseason,
Nope.
thinking about October, thinking about adding a guy like that.
Dallas. What was Kyle Gibson's career ERA before this season? Throw a guess out there.
4.13.
4.57 with a FIP of 4.36. So even the FIP is higher than your guess of ERA. So I'm not saying that his first half isn't legit. Of course you can figure things out at any point in your career. Maybe he did. I'm just saying that whatever the Rangers are going to fucking ask for the moon because it's like, whatever, you should. I'm just, if I'm a team in the Kyle Gibson market, I am very much hesitant to part with real value for a guy that's having a great first half, like you said, first half.
Hey, feel like you got to strike while the iron's hot. That Kyle Gibson iron, fairly hot, right?
Pretty hot. I'm not saying it's not hot. I mean, like, all right. So, how familiar are you with the Ace farm system? Like, what are some pieces that you'd be willing to give up?
with the A's farm system. We've got a couple infielders that I think the Rangers could be high on. We've got a couple middle of the infield pieces that the Rangers could be high on.
You're good.
We've got a backstop that I'm excited about. I'm already excited about the way he swung the bat. I believe we're going to see him in the Futures game. Tyler Soderstrom, straight out of the 209. Shout out. But I'm not putting him in the mix right now. I'm just saying, look, I think there's pieces.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's pieces.
There's
But
definitely
I'm happy. I'm happy. Like if it's about Kyle Gibson plugging into the Oakland A's rotation, I'm happy with our rotation. I'm happy with our rotation as it sets currently.
Okay. I mean, I was gonna say it's kind of shot across the bow against some of these guys that you said were.
No, that's why. Like, you have us signing up Kyle Gibson right now. I do not.
I mean, I'm just saying that. Like, I know that you.
No, I know what you're doing.
Dallas,
I see
know
what you're trying to do.
You've been window shopping. Come on, just say it.
Don't put that out there.
I don't think that you've.
I have
like you've been trying to find Kyle Gibson a home elsewhere. I feel like you've been licking your chops.
No, my boys know where my heart lies.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you thought you had a couple All-Stars, but it turns out you have no All-Stars in the rotation. So, I mean, it would make sense if you wanted to add another starter. It would make sense if Dallas Braden said on the record, this rotation, not good enough to get it done. No. Let's get someone else in there that's better. Let's get an all-star starter in there since we don't fucking have one. Let's go get Kyle Gibson and his 2.29 ERA in his age 33 season as part of the green and gold, baby.
That is nothing that Dallas has said at all.
I don't know.
No. Well, I do. I know this. Let's talk about your brew crew.
Let's talk about them.
Signed up old Rowdy from the Thundering Herd in Elk Grove, California.
They were basically like, we love Daniel Vogelbach so much, we want to get him again.
We'll take him. That's
what they did. And you know what? Fuck it. Did you see the stat that I tweeted this morning?
About Vogie?
No, about fucking Willy Adames.
No,
The Brewers traded for Willy Adames. He made his Brewers debut on May 22nd. The Brewers have the best record in baseball since Willy Adames made his debut for the Brewers. They are 31-13. And over that span, Willy Adames leads the Brewers in OPS, 916, hits. He has double the amount of doubles as the next guy. He's got 14. Second most is 7. He's got 9 homers to lead the team, 30 RBI to lead the team, 23 extra base hits to lead the team, and 87 total bases to lead the team. Willy Adames, I tweeted it jokingly like a few weeks ago. I was like, Willy Adames played a quarter of his Major League season in the American League. He might get some National League MVP votes. He really might, because the Brewers are obviously going to be a story the rest of the way.
Yeah.
They're going to be a good team, a first-place team, a playoff team the rest of the way. And it was, I think, it was 2008.
How about this? Let me ask you this. Willy Adames in his production right now, heading into the stretch, and we know that the vote is decided before postseason occurs, but Brewers making noise, Brewers lock up a spot in October. That's got to help Willy Adames' case, no?
Yeah, it's just, when is the last time?
Like, there's other guys who are making noise, having great years, and I don't know if Willy's going to get that love.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying he's going to win it.
No.
But does he have a chance to finish in like the top 10, 15?
Yeah, I was going to say, you got him getting top 10 votes?
I mean, if he keeps this up, yeah.
Okay, you got him getting top 10 votes?
Because I think what happened was...
You have the balls right now, Jared?
Yes. Yep.
Do you have the fucking balls?
Yeah.
As we sit here today,
–
pre-All-Star break, to say that Willy Adames finishes in the top 10 in All-Star voting. Not if,
National League MVP.
Not yes, National League MVP voting, sorry. No precursors. Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be back end top 10 or somewhere in the top 15. Yes. Because
so yes, top 10. You're not going to fucking wiggle out of that.
Yeah, sure. He's going to finish he's going to finish like 13th.
Okay, but you got him in the top 10. just to clarify.
Yeah, I do.
We're talking about your ball sack here.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
All right.
Yeah. But you got him in the top 10 though, right? Yeah, I do. Sure.
All right.
Because the way that I see it, 2008, Dodgers trade for Manny Ramirez on July 31st. It was a buzzer beater. It was a buzzer beater trade. I was actually weird story. I was inside Fenway Park. I was in the front office the moment that Manny Ramirez got traded. And it was after there was a 4:00 deadline, and it was after 4 p.m. And Larry Lucchino is bumbling down the hallway on his cell phone, and I heard him say, "We need to get that in writing, John," talking about John Henry.
Sure.
So they were still, dotting T's and crossing I's when the deadline had passed on the Manny Ramirez trade. So I could go back retroactively and cancel that trade because it was technically after the trade deadline. Point being, Manny Ramirez made one of the biggest impacts on any team that made the playoffs that year, and it was only half a season. I was like, you could legitimately vote for Manny Ramirez for National League MVP, and he played half the season in the American League. With Willy Adames, he played a quarter of the season in the American League, so I think that he'll still have enough sample to make some noise in the National League MVP vote. He's obviously not going to win it. If he does finish top 10, it'll be on the back end. I think he'll be more top 15, but I'll put my balls on the line and say top 10.
All right. Well, Willy Adames sounds like he's just what the doctor ordered for the Brew Crew, Jared.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
I mean, that rotation is what the doctor ordered, if we're being honest.
No doubt. But you insert a shortstop in the middle of your season, or frankly, really in the first quarter pole of your season, and he's able to impact you to this point, yeah, you love that. You absolutely love that. And Jared, speaking of doctors, it's baseball season.
It is baseball season.
Smile. Because Dr. Sheffield's certified natural toothpaste is the official tooth scrub of the Boston Red Sox. You know that? Did you know that?
I did know that. Yeah, they've got a big advertisement behind home plate too.
You knew that. I mean, other natural toothpaste taste terrible. If we're just being real, they taste like AstroTurf from 97. Just hot, sweaty, just gross, all right? They ain't really cleaning shit at all, if we're being frank. Dr. Sheffield's taste, great, people. Phenomenal. Removes plaque, stains, helps whiten your teeth, does all this shit naturally. It doesn't contain any artificial sweeteners, no artificial flavors, kind of shit that is giving you cavities while you're trying to fight and prevent cavities. You don't need any of that business. No. None of that other bad shit. We got you covered at Dr. Sheffield's. It is the original toothpaste. Believe it or not, the doc invented this toothpaste in the 1870s. New London, Connecticut. Do you know that? You knew that. Of course you knew that. Company's still there today, as a matter of fact. Same site making toothpaste inspired by Dr. Sheffield's original recipe. Best thing about Dr. Sheffield's, you don't have to sacrifice taste, texture, none of that jazz for the quality cleaning ingredients. They got 9 different flavors to choose from. Extra whitening, cinnamon, chocolate, activated charcoal, peppermint, wintergreen. What? Sensitive care, mixed berry, strawberry, banana. The list goes on, people. It's available at Amazon, CVS, Walgreens, Rite Aid, other fine retailers. You name it, they got Dr. Sheffield's. So right now, you go to drsheffieldsnaturals.com/starting, and that's going to get you 20% off. Again, drsheffieldsnaturals.com/starting, and that's going to get you 20% off. Carrabis, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Little first half reflection session. After this, we're tearing the rear view off, and we're going balls to the wall into the second half, right after we get back from Colorado and recover from what that city's going to do to us. Who do you got? We're talking first half MVPs. We're talking first half Cy Young candidates. We got a lot of shit to discuss if you really want to. I'm going to get it started. First half MVP, done, Shohei Ohtani. You can go both leagues if you want. I really don't care. If we're talking about an MVP.
Shohei Ohtani is the universal MVP.
Yes, he is the universal MVP of baseball.
Yeah. it would be hard to say anything otherwise. I think Vladimir Guerrero Jr. deserves his name being mentioned, at least.
No,
He
no doubt.
leads
No
Major League
doubt.
Baseball in wins above replacement, but you're factoring in Shohei Ohtani as a position player and also as a pitcher. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is one whole win better than Shohei Ohtani as a position player. They played the same amount of games. So I do think that Vladdy... I think that Shohei is going to end up winning the MVP award, and I think that he is the first half MVP. But when you consider Vladdy a whole win higher as a position player, when when people talk about Shohei Ohtani this year, we're mostly talking about him as a position player, how great he's been at the plate. And Vladimir Guerrero Jr. has been that much better at the plate. And we talk about Shohei being valuable because he also is in the starting rotation, and he's good. He's an all-star as a pitcher as well. So that makes him the MVP. But when people really, really talk about Shohei in 2021, they're talking about him at the plate, and he's been fucking amazing. But Vladdy he's been pretty good too. He's been pretty good too.
No doubt.
NL, Fernando Tatis Jr.
Tatis Jr.
Yeah, it's pretty much a no-brainer.
I think that's a done deal. AL Cy Youngs. I'll go ahead and answer that one for you.
Don't even.
I like Huh?
Are you gonna say it's fucking Shohei?
No, not at all.
Are you gonna say it's someone on the A's?
No.
Okay, then what the fuck are you lipping your chops for, you weirdo?
I was gonna throw a name out there. You tell me if I'm close here.
Okay.
Could there be a Lance Lynn?
No.
No? Just no? Just outright no? Not even a fucking consideration?
I considered it, and then I said no.
Yeah, well,
I think his teammate is having a better season than him.
Cease?
Nope.
Oh, Rodon?
Yeah.
No.
A no from you.
I don't know. Let me look at those numbers.
Look at Rodon. Take a closer look at Rodon. I would argue that Rodon is having a better season than
How
Lance
many
Lynn.
starts Rodon have? One more than Lance?
Carlos Rodon has made... Lance Lynn has made 16 starts. Rodon has made 15 starts.
Yeah. No, I got to go Lance Lynn here.
You got Lance Lynn?
Let me.
I mean, he's got a sub 2.
Okay, so sub 2.
Lance Lynn has a sub 2 as of this
ERA.
recording on July 8th. The strikeouts per 9, 10.4. Rodon has a strikeouts per 9 of 13.
Okay.
Wins above replacement. Carlos Rodon leads all American League starters, 3.6. Let me scroll down and find Lance Lynn, 2.5. Yeah, I mean, the National League is just fucking loaded with stars. I mean, like, DeGrom.
So let me say this. About the National League. Conceivably, if you take Jacob DeGrom out of this conversation, there's 11 dudes who conceivably could have their season continue to trend upward and be in this conversation.
I would
if
say
you take
that if
12 with DeGrom included, there's 12, and that's with fucking Yu Darvish at the very end of that list, rocking I think it's just north of a 2.5 ERA, I believe. Still a sub 1 WHIP, I think. Am I right? Are you looking at these numbers? Still might have a sub 1 WHIP.
Yes.
I believe, Jared, out of those 4 dudes, out of the 12 guys I was looking at in the NL Cy Young race, only 4 of them have a WHIP north of 1. And I believe it's like 105. That's the highest. Maybe 110. That's the highest. There's 12 fucking guys in the National League that could very well be considered a part of this Cy Young race.
So I was going to put it to you like this. If the Cy Young Award was universal, like there was no NL, there was no AL, it was just we have one Cy Young Award winner, I think that if you did the voting right now, there might be 1 or 2 American League guys in the top 10 voting.
Yeah, maybe
Maybe one.
Maybe.
But it's like DeGrom, Woodruff, Gosman, Scherzer, Peralta, Musgrove, Walker Buehler,
Rogers,
Yu Darvish, Zach Wheeler, Kershaw,
it's insanity. Like I was looking at that and was like, hold on.
Trevor Rogers.
Yeah. 12. Jared, there's 12 guys. There's 12 fucking dudes as we sit at the All-Star break that you're like, you know what? I don't, and that's me, honestly. I looked at used numbers and was like, all right, ERA, I think the highest out of all those guys. And just so that when I talk about this, I could give fans, folks listening, a base to start. Just go look at that. Go start there because I know that's where a lot of fans look. Oh, well, what's his ERA look like? Blah, blah, blah. So you can go there and then compare him and the 12 guys that have or the 11 guys that have a better ERA than he does. And then look at all of their ancillary figures, all of the peripherals, and how they match up. Like each and every one of those guys could conceivably. I don't even know what to say. It's fucking exciting. Like it makes me wish I had makes me wish I was tied to a National League team to this extent to watch this race. It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Shit ton of
What's the next one that we got to pick?
What's the most interesting development or storyline, I guess you could consider, through the first half? Sticky shit. Go ahead and throw that out there.
Yeah. I feel like that one's going to catch some headlines.
Yeah. I feel like that. Anytime you start changing the way the game is played, whether legally, illegally, you start changing things that are present in the game that are no longer present in the game, whether they were allowed or not. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Again, another story. But yeah, that would be tantamount to like hitters no longer being able to use batting gloves and they can't put pine tar on their bat. And we're watching that unfold. We're watching fucking infielders get clipped with thrown bats every other day. Like,
yeah, the most interesting storyline in a good way would be Shohei Ohtani. I mean, like,
no doubt,
he's doing it.
Say it.
We're eating the fucking chicken fingers this year.
Yeah, you goddamn right you are.
We're eating the chicken
Overloaded.
fingers, Shohei Ohtani. I feel like it's been like no disrespect to Fernando Tatis Jr., who I think that there's like a pantheon of faces of baseball right now, and Fernando Tatis Jr. is in there, of course. And I think he's the face of baseball for baseball fans. But when's the last time that we've had a player in Major League Baseball where Joe Schmo walking down the street is like, yeah, I know who the fuck that is. Like, I know who Shohei Ohtani is. I know that he's the guy that hits and pitches and he's really good. Like, someone that doesn't even, like, hasn't watched a single second of baseball this year knows that Shohei Ohtani is good.
Can I tell you a story?
Please.
Last night at Korean barbecue, the lady who always waits on us, like we're regulars at this spot, she always waits on us. Huge Dodgers fan. All right. Huge Ryu fan. Was asking me about fucking Shohei Ohtani last night.
Yeah.
Like, and it was the coolest fucking thing ever, dude. Ever. Like, just like, I looked across the table at my wife and I was like, do you understand what's happening right now? Like, just seriously. We're sitting down at Korean barbecue. It's fucking 9:00 at night, and we got our waitress, and she came over to talk to me about Ryu, and then ask me about Shohei Ohtani. Like, hey, Ohtani just made the All-Star team. Like, he's going to hit in the home run derby. And I'm like, yeah. She asked me if he was going to pitch, and I was like, he's not going to pitch. But could you imagine? And we walked, like, she walked away, and, like, it was a 15-second conversation. But, like, if you just think about all that, 9:00 at night, random Korean barbecue restaurant, and my waitress and I are talking about a home run derby contestant that nobody, I don't know where else you're having that fucking conversation.
You're not.
It's on people's brains. I love it.
There's another storyline in Dallas that I feel like we need to acknowledge.
Please.
That would be the San Francisco Giants. Everyone wanted to talk about the NL West. They wanted to talk about the San Diego Padres, the LA Dodgers going toe-to-toe. It's the biggest rivalry in baseball since Red Sox-Yankees. And then lo and behold, it is the San Francisco Giants who are the kings of that division in the first half, especially now that the Los Angeles Dodgers are facing a 4-game sweep at the hands of the Marlins right now.
That was...
They got a little steam going, and then, boom, Marlins.
Yeah, it's a tie ball game right now. 1-1 in the fourth. That was... Talk about a gut punch. Yeah, I thought that was going to be a moment where, if I'm being real, the Dodgers were going to kind of kick it into gear and just go, hey, guys, this is where we create a little separation. But the Dodgers, they've got a few hurdles of their own to clear, Jared.
They do. They do.
But I could agree that is one of the more surprising storylines.
What's more
Probably
surprising, the Giants being good or the Twins being this bad?
The Giants being good.
Really?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I feel like it's almost equal. Like I picked the.
Well,
fucking
no,
Twins
I'm
to
just
win
glad
the
Luongo can get out of bed and stretch and touch his toes in the morning these days. The fact that he's been able to do what he's doing on the baseball field, that's a fucking win.
Poor bastard.
That is a win.
I will not stand for Longoria slander on this podcast. I won't stand for Longoria slander on this podcast, and this is coming from someone who had one of the worst moments of his life because of Evan Longoria. What are you looking forward to over All-Star Weekend?
Ooh, catching Ohtani and Oli balls with a glove.
Yeah.
At the Mile High in Denver. Let me start that over. Catching home run derby baseballs hit by Shohei Ohtani and Matt Olson at the home run derby.
Yeah.
That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah. It's the Derby for me. I'm very excited to.
You know what I want?
What do
you know
want?
what I'm really excited about?
What are you
I'm really excited about you standing next to Shohei Ohtani or seeing him in person for the first time, and you're gonna go like this. You're gonna look at him. I promise. You're gonna look at him, and you're gonna look over at me. You're gonna go. He is fucking huge.
Yeah.
I had no idea he was that fucking big.
Whose biceps do you think are bigger?
Oh, probably Ohtani's, guaranteed.
I don't know. I'm pretty big right now. Pretty meaty right now.
Pretty big right
You
now.
want to put money on it?
Pretty girthy right now. I don't know that we're going to get him to participate in.
Well, I mean, if he's walking around fucking sleeveless, I'm going to be sleeveless, so you don't even need me to get ready.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Ohtani looks like he's got fucking pumpkins on his shoulders.
Yeah, same.
Oh. Yeah, no, I'm rolling with Showtime.
Speaking of getting excited, most guys have tried different ways to last longer, but thinking about baseball doesn't always work. The folks at Roman, an online men's health company, are changing the game with Roman Swipes. It is the secret to longer lasting sex. Roman Swipes are a clinically proven way to last longer in bed. They're effective, easy to use, and fast acting. They don't require a prescription. Roman can ship swipes to you in a discreet, unmarked packaging, and each swipes packet is small enough to hide in your wallet for whenever you need it. They're super easy to use. Just take the swipes out of the packet, swipe it on, let it dry, and you're good to go. That's it. That's all you got to do. Just go to getroman.com/starting, and you can get your first month of swipes for just $5 when you choose a monthly plan. That is getroman.com/starting, and that'll get you your first month of swipes for just $5 when you choose a monthly plan. Final thoughts?
I'm ready for the Mile High City.
Yeah.
That's it.
Is weed legal there?
Oh, buddy. Jared, mushrooms are legal there.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Mm-hmm.
No way. You can just buy them at a fucking store or what?
You got it, buddy.
What?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
No way.
You ready?
I mean, it's I don't know.
You ready? Oh, get ready. You
I
ain't got
don't
no
know,
fucking
because-
choice. Oh, you're coming. Oh, you're
It
coming.
would have to be on like Wednesday because I mean,
Sure.
I don't know if I want to be tripping balls at the airport either.
No, I mean, think about the rockets that are going to be flying off the bat of these dudes at Home Run Derby.
Oh no! Imagine going to the home run derby on shrooms.
Oh, dude. Oh. Mm-hmm. Psilocybin, Carrabis.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot of fun to be had in Denver. A lot
Yeah.
of street legal fun to be had.
Yeah. A lot of street legal fun. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited for everyone that's going to be coming out for the watch party /
That's right.
live podcast at Brothers Bar for the All-Star game on Tuesday. Dallas will be there. I'll be there. Bryn will be there. Is Dr. Claw making an appearance?
That would be nice. I don't know that Dr. I mean, there's rumors that he'll be in the neighborhood.
Okay.
So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, should he be a completely legal patron
Mm-hmm.
of an establishment
Mm-hmm.
at which you and I happen to be present at
Yeah.
simultaneously?
Yeah.
I don't see anything wrong with
There's
that.
nothing wrong with that.
I don't see anything against the rules there.
No.
Nope.
It's a
none of that at all.
celebration of the game, Dallas.
And if we were to have like a special guest on with us,
Uh-huh.
I feel like that's, I mean, if you were even looking for a loophole,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that one presents itself.
Sure. Maybe we can do some man on the street where we just run into excited young fans,
That'd be fantastic.
enthusiastic
something-
baseball fans out on the streets
Right.
of Denver, just in town for the All-Star game.
We should do that. I feel like that's something we should actually execute.
Yeah, we should do that. We
So
should
be
do that.
prepared. You going to be out and about?
I'm prepared. Do you have any thoughts on the A's Astro series or no?
I don't like how things have gone. I don't like how things are going.
Well, I mean, like you had your All-Star, you had 2 All-Stars going in that series, so obviously you took 2 out of 3, right?
We're looking to take that first one today.
Mm-hmm.
Things haven't gone well, Jared. But well, like I said, we're a little banged up right now. A little banged up.
Mhm.
All right. Lineup doesn't necessarily look like it's going to in October.
Mm-hmm.
So not too worried about it right now. I'm kind of worried about it right now. Not too overly anxious about it right now. Slightly anxious. I'm
Where are we
I'm
at standings
okay
wise?
with
Oakland A's
where we're at.
5 games out. You.
yeah. All right. So we'll see you next week. I gotta
Oakland
go.
A's 5.5 back of the
We go!
Astros in the West,
We go.
and then it looks like in
We're
the
going!
it looks like in the wild card,
I'm going.
Vladdy and the Blue Jays are coming for that ass. They're only 3
going!
games back.
We go.
Wow. All right. We'll see you in Denver.
Later.